Hey guys, welcome back to the Colts Corral. I'm your host, Brian Bibey, and tonight we're joined by Head Coach Nick Mayle, Defensive Coordinator and DB Coach Chris Halterman, and Special Teams and Linebacker Coach Elijah Matlick. The Colts are coming off a solid victory over a very good South Harrison Hawks team last Friday night, and now they're getting ready to face the Petersburg Vikings, which at home, which is again another big matchup at the Colts home field here. That game holds a special meaning for one of our coaches, Coach Halterman. He's coaching, gets his alma mater here, so looking forward to talking to Chris and getting some insight from him. It's his time when he was a Viking. We're going to break down last week's performance. We're going to preview the upcoming matchup and then hear from two of our key members on the coaching staff about their units and about their expectations for this upcoming game. Coach Mayle, again, I want to say congratulations to all of you guys for last week's performance. Fantastic win.
Appreciate it.
You guys are 4-2 now. We're halfway through the season, which is hard to believe, but we're halfway there. What stood out most to you about the team's 49-22 victory over a very good South Harrison Hawks team?
Well, I mean, we had some explosive plays there on special teams, which is always good to have, and then our run game was very efficient. And then you mix that in with an explosive pass game, makes the offense, being able to be balanced, keeps the defense on their heels. So we've been able to do that the last couple of games, and then our defense just played lights out again. We had a couple breakdowns there in the first half that got fixed, and then we were able to get some younger guys in there at the end of the game, and get them some reps, and they were pretty excited about it. So, overall, it was a great team win, and every phase of the game did their job.
I want to talk to you before I forget, because you brought up a good point. The young kids that got in there to get to play that most of the second half there, or at least a good portion of the third, start of the fourth. What did you like? What did you like that you saw from those young kids that got their first really action in a varsity level game?
Well, I mean, it was just a good experience for them, and some of them, I mean, they're, you got some good ball players that can come in and help out, and you got to see Aiden Thorne do more than just kick the ball. I told you there a few weeks ago that he was our JV quarterback, and he's able to do it. And you got, a kid like Grayson Taylor that's like a 6'3", 6'4" freshman playing tight end, which is a good looking at the future. Him being able to develop into, he's going to be a big kid, and then being able to play defense, and you got some linebackers in there, and those guys were just really excited. It was good to hear from the parents. The next day I talked to a couple of them that they were just so excited to see their kid go out and be on the field on a Friday night. So those things are really good for the kid going forward, building their excitement for the future. And, it's just different. You play on a Monday, and then when they get on a Friday night, I don't care if we're winning by a lot or not. The Friday night energy is just different for them. So everybody was excited, and it was a great experience for them.
It was wonderful to be able to call some of the kids' names too, that I haven't had a chance to. And it was really another young man that was really great to see back out there this year was Tristan Price. Came back from the broken wrist, whatever it was. And he was about that close to blocking that punt, man. About that close.
He was really close. I mean, if he gives a little dive, he's probably smoking it. And then, what was pretty impressive also was on the next time they punted, he laid a big hit on their personal protector, and I was kind of, I think, more excited about that than the near miss on the blocked punt.
Well, it's good to have him back, from a health perspective, so that's always good news. But I know he adds a little bit more depth for you guys, too, and he'll get some playing time there. But what improvements did you see compared to previous weeks? We're, six? That was a sixth game. So what improvements did you see compared to the previous weeks?
Well, I think our passing game, we're getting a lot more confident that in that area. Being able to give Robbie a little bit more of an option to read things. We can give him a few more RPOs than we have earlier in the season. Being able to just make a check at the line and cut the ball loose if he sees something, and if the receivers see something, they can check to it. And then our defense, the preparation that we put in over the last few weeks. Has just been top notch from the coaching staff to the players. And, you got Mason Jones out there is basically he's a coach on the field there in the middle of the field. He's taking care of the front end. Aiden Phillips is, he's getting plays, calling the plays in. And then on the back end, you got, Pat and those guys that Cam that are getting those guys lined up in the secondary. So their communication is greatly improved. And, so when everybody's working on the same page and you're eliminating breakdowns and you can anticipate, where they're going to be at based upon your film study and your reads that you're making, the defense is going to play, really well. So all of that has just been, good to see over the last couple of weeks.
I've been very impressed with your run defense. I think everybody has, especially the last two games. Unofficial stats from Rick the Magic Man Mauser. I've got South Harrison 33 attempts for 119 and a touchdown. That's a very good ball team you guys beat, and you held them in check as you did Elkins, another quality football team, especially on the ground. Isn't he? I can get in with Coach Halterman on this as well, but anything special that you guys have been doing maybe over the last few weeks that have helped with that ground attack?
I don't think it's anything special other than, just the preparation put in and making sure that, you put the kids in the right spot to be successful, but, and then their job is just to get the ball on the ground. They got to make the tackle. So, we can X and O them all to death, but, they still got to make the read and they got to be the ones tackling. The coaches can't do that for them. So, I think it's just, helping the kids know how to look at film, how to watch and make calls and check and make sure we're not in a bad position. And if somebody is wrong, correct it. So, I don't think it's, in my eyes, I don't think it's special, but it does take, I would say, special talent to be able to execute it.
Yeah, that's fair. What kind of team is Petersburg? Let's shift gears going into. Let's look forward to Friday night. What kind of team are they? What I've seen on tape, they like to throw the ball around a good bit. So, what challenges do they present?
Yeah, I mean, the last three games, we've basically played just power run teams. And this Petersburg team they're going to run the ball a little bit, but they're going to go five wide. They're going to sling the ball over the field. Their quarterback is elusive, and he'll escape and then throw up a prayer, and a lot of them get answered. I think they threw the ball 41 times against Doddridge County, so they are a little bit different than what we've seen over the last 3 weeks. So we've went, the last 3 weeks have been single wing, double wing, stick eye to now five wide. So
yeah.
It's going to be a change up for the defense. It's going to be the back end. The secondary's got to be on point, and we got to be able to get home up front. So it's going to be a completely different style than we've seen over the last few weeks, and different game plan, preparation, and different jobs for everybody.
A couple questions left, Coach, and we're going to switch gears here to the guys. But how have Coaches Halterman and Coaches Matlick helped shape the identity of this team this year?
Well, I mean, Coach Matlick, I had him. He was actually on the middle school team that I coached at Philippi, and some of his, I don't want to say bad habits, but some of his intensity and personality traits, I take fault for because I was young and kind of crazy. But it's good. He's like our hype man. I mean, he says things that I'm thinking. So he makes sure that the kids are locked in, and he's very meticulous and intelligent to where in the game planning part of it. Not only with he's a special teams coordinator, but we all work together for the defensive game plan, and he does a lot with that and sees things that maybe other of us don't. And but yeah, I love him to death, and he brings the intensity and with Coach Halterman, both of these guys last week, a couple weeks ago, their pregame keys to victory, they got me pumped up, like ready to put a helmet on. So I love hearing it. And then, Coach Halterman, we've had him on here before, but, he's thorough in his game planning, and he's the guy that, if somebody says it's going to work on the front end, he makes sure that it's right on the back end and on the secondary. So if it ain't going to match up, he's able to diagnose that really quick and make sure that we're sound on as a whole on defense. And, he's just really great with the kids. He's a great teacher, great coach. These guys are taking our program to places that it hasn't been before just because of their preparation as coaches, how they treat kids, and just the overall experience it provided for the guys.
Yeah, well said. Last question, Coach. What's your message to the team heading into the second half of the season?
It's just one game at a time. I mean, you're getting to the point in the season where, people have opinions on where you're going to be at the end of the year. Rankings come out every Tuesday. People are eyeing those. And then you get conflicting rankings between the media says you're here and then the SSAC says you're here. So then, like, where are we at? And, if we go by that, like there's right now, Petersburg is ranked ahead of us in the Metro News. But with the SSAC rankings, we're 3 and they're at 8. So, it's just we can't really focus on what's going on the outside. We just got to take one game at a time and just strive for the standards that we have for ourselves within the locker room.
Let the rest take care of itself, right?
Yeah, the truth doesn't have to talk about it.
That's right. Coach, appreciate your time. I'm gonna dive into Coach Halterman here next. Coach, the defense has been making big plays all year, really. But what do you think's been the key to the success of those young men this year?
I think the big thing is they're just stepping up and making plays. I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing. They prepare how we ask them to prepare. And our coaches, I think, do a great job of putting them in spots to succeed. And then when the time comes, they're just stepping up and making plays. And they played aggressive all year, and I think that's part of it too. If you're playing back and timid, I think sometimes you let things happen. If you're playing aggressive, you're going to make some plays on defense.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing, aggressive and being confident.
I've been very impressed with the defensive line. Again, the last couple of weeks. I mean, you have to have a great defensive line play to do what you guys have done against 2 quality run teams, and they've done that, especially allowing those linebackers to free up, right? I mean, they're the unsung heroes a lot of times.
Yeah, that's where it starts. I mean, if you get pushed around up front, it's hard to get a clear picture on the back end, whether it's a run because then linebackers can't flow and fill, and then if quarterback has time to pass, he's going to find someone open. So our D-line's done a great job all year of doing what they're supposed to do, playing disciplined football, getting after it when they need to.
Yeah.
So they've had a tough couple of weeks. We've asked them to be pretty gap sound the past couple of weeks with these run-heavy teams we've played. So they've done a great job of stepping up and doing what they need to do. It's not always in the stat book, but, we know what happens when we watch film.
For sure. Well, what did you like the most about the defensive effort against South Harrison last week?
I just think, we came ready to play tough, we're aggressive. I think we had a couple of nice 4th down stops, and on film we pointed it out. I think it was a 4th and 1 stop early in the game, and we stuffed them, and the kids got up and they're beating their chest and flexing and all that stuff. And I think that's a big thing because that just looks like you're ready to play. Being aggressive and excited after a stop like that. So again, just coming out playing aggressive and confident and being tough.
Gets me pumped up, man. Bring the bear out of the mountain. I mean, that's what we talk about. Let's go, So I love it, man. Keep the bear coming out of the mountain. Let's talk about this Petersburg team. You graduated from school over there, grew up over there. What's it like? And I know you've done this one other time, I believe, in your career already. But what's it like coaching against your alma mater?
I mean, it's I don't know if bittersweet's the right word, but I mean it's kind of cool just to see it from a different perspective. I've enjoyed even some other sports I've coached against them. So I mean, it'll be cool. Just one of my best friends is still on the staff, so that's kind of cool, And then I think there's another coach that's still on the staff when I was there, so it's a lot different now, I guess. But I guess it's a different perspective. I mean, I'm looking at it as another game, but it'll be cool to kind of be on the other side of things. As it was the first time.
I wanted to ask you too. I saw when I do my prep, I saw that there's a Halterman on the team. Is any relation to you?
I don't think I'm related to him.
Okay.
Different clan. Yeah.
Different clan, huh?
Yeah.
All right, got you. I wanted to ask.
If it is, it's very distant, but.
Okay. Any special memories from your time as a Viking?
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of friends that I'm still going to keep in contact with. And actually, we were just talking about it kind of beforehand. And me and Coach Matlick played against each other. And I won the first one, and then he won the second one. So we're even. So I guess we decided to just team up since neither of us could get the upper hand.
Better,
but they're both exciting games. One was at Petersburg, one was at Philippi. Close games that came down to the end. So.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, man, I think you're getting married to a Barber County girl, so you're not allowed to go back. So that's what we're just saying.
That's true. So put the roots down.
Congratulations, man, to you and your fiance. Last 2 questions. What's the defensive focus heading into this matchup Friday night?
Yes, I mean, we talked about they're more of a spread offense, so the capability for big plays is there. So communicating on the back end is going to be crucial. And staying in coverage and knowing where you need to be, and not giving up the big play. I mean, when we play zone defense, we're okay with short plays here and there, running and tackling, but we got to be disciplined. We got to communicate whatever call we're in, and just when we have chances to make plays, we got to make them.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, communication, right? At the end of the day, it's key for everything, quite honestly. This was a big game, certainly. They're all big for that matter anymore, but when you got Petersburg coming in, they're highly ranked. You guys are highly ranked. What do you want your kids to take away from this type of game on the defensive side of the ball?
I mean, it's just a chance to go out and show what we're capable of doing, and that's like that every week. But say like big time players make big plays in big games. So you don't want to try not to treat one game bigger than the other. But sometimes the outside noise you can look at that. But I think just for our kids, just I hope they're excited to play, come out, and make some plays on their home field.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate your time, Chris. That's some good insight for the kids, for everybody that listens. But thankful for what you're doing for the kids there at Philip Barber. I want to switch gears over to Coach Matlick. Coach, I think as a special teams coach, and I know you do linebackers too, but as a special teams coach, that game last Friday night is a game that a special teams coach dreams about. Has to be. Three returns for touchdowns on kickoffs. And they couldn't have come at better times. Opening kickoff, I remember Cam lit it up, and then Patrick had that one right before halftime, after they had scored, took the momentum right away, and had another one, which was absolutely outstanding. And I really was impressed with Aiden Thorne, perfect on PATs. I thought whatever you guys did to clean up what you had went through the week prior against Elkins, struggled a little bit on PATs, extra points, right? It worked. And I wanted to talk to you about, how are you preparing your special teams units? Because they're obviously a big part of the success that this team has had so far this year.
I mean, it starts with Coach Mayle believing in special teams being a big thing. I mean, we spend 15, 20 minutes on it every day in practice. Some part of the special teams. The kids buy in. We make it kind of a thing like, if you want to play on Friday nights as a young cat, show up and you get a job on special teams. You're in the mix. Preparation wise, Coach Mayle and I talk, kind of look, see what we could think of, what could work, what couldn't. This past week we kind of knew they wanted to kick the ball to the right, so put your best guy there, let him field it, and let him go upfield. Not, they're a very unselfish group of guys. So, whatever we ask them to do, if they got to block, number 3 out there, they're going to block him, do whatever they got to do, and they're excited for whoever scores. So it's great group of kids.
I know you guys saw this on tape. I did not see it. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. But that opening kickoff that Cam brought back, you have to tell me who made those blocks. Because the only thing I saw was a young man on the other team go flying through the air. And Mason goes, Brian, it wasn't just one, it was 2. Who was
Tristan Price. Tristan Price had a big one. Sean Dent had a big one. And Mason Jones had another big one. I mean, just set the tone early, and that's, that they enjoy that. They like that.
So then I think Malachi Bowling, it wasn't a pancake, but he kind of turned the guy to open Cam up there on that opening kickoff.
Yep. The wood was laid. I mean, it's just that simple. And I was following the play, obviously calling it, but I saw the corner of my eye. I just saw a guy fly through the air. I'm like, holy cow, somebody got rocked. I just want to give them a shout out. Thank you for doing that. I didn't know who it was. So congrats, man. I mean, that was pretty awesome. I want to talk about Aiden Thorne real quick. Again, what a weapon, man. I mean, I'm just not talking about PATs, but his kickoffs last week were excellent. I don't know how many touchbacks he had, at least 2, maybe 3. And him being able to kick that ball and the spin that he's putting on that thing, that one was just like a stinking golf shot. It stuck. And I just want to tell me about that, having that as a weapon, Elijah.
I tell him kick it right, he's going to kick it right. Tell him kick it left, he's going to kick it left. If he wants to put it in the middle, he's pretty good at it. I try not to get in his, with kickers, you try not to talk to him too much. You just kind of tell him where you want it and whatever, black magic he's got to do to get it to happen. Just let him go do it.
Yeah.
But he wants to be coached. He likes to be coached hard. He doesn't talk to me very much. Most of the freshmen kind of get a little nervous around me still. So he's learning. But I mean, to be 14 years old and to do what he's doing is pretty special.
I couldn't agree more with that statement. I want to shift gears to linebackers. What's your assessment of that group's development this season?
Well, you got Mason Jones, who, to me, he thinks that, I never tell him he does anything right, but that's just a linebacker. You're never right. But kid's heady, plays hard, does whatever he needs to do the best that he can. So, we can't ask any more of him. Landon Carpenter for not playing ball for, played 1 year middle school ball for what he does and how he's developing. It's great to see. I mean, we all know what Tyler Vance is. He's probably the smallest outside linebacker in the state, but he's one tough SOB. So, I'll take him all day and twice on Sunday.
Well, I think Mason said it best. He said, Brian, I don't know if you heard the broadcast, but he said, Brian, he's got to be pound for pound the best 165-pound guy out playing football in the state of West Virginia.
165 might be generous.
It might be
It's
generous.
unreal. It's unreal. So I could talk about him all day. You guys know that. I love the kid, man. That's why he's the hit man. He'll always be the hit man to me. He's earned that nickname. You don't get nicknames from me unless you earn them. He's earned it. So tell him congrats, man. To all the boys. I'm proud of them.
Can I also add something here, Brian? I also want to shout out a young kid that came in, Parker Herod. He came in and played will linebacker for us against South Harrison in this heavy sets we were running. Kid finished with 7 tackles as a sophomore. Another kid that thinks I tell him he doesn't do anything right, but he's come a long way.
Well, I know his daddy coached him hard in other sports, so I know he's willing to take it as well. So Parker, I see that number 9 out there, and you know who that reminds me of when he starts making plays is Collier. That's who he reminds me of, Chase. I love seeing Parker out there doing the things, and I see him growing, and I'm sure you guys do week after week in the game. It's fun to watch these young men grow in the game and as an individual. Appreciate the shout out. Last week, give me some standout moments for you, Elijah, for your special teams and your linebacking crew.
3 kickoff returns for touchdown. Pretty sweet. Can't ask anything more of him. Pat Webster, he's a special teams guy. Like, I'd be surprised. He's getting recruited a little bit. He'll probably be back there returning kicks. Him and Cam both can do that. But I want to talk more about, PAT. We didn't have a single block. They stepped up. We kind of challenged them. That's credit to Coach Poling and Coach Mayle, helping with the interior guys. And then, I did the wings and trying to help the wings out a lot. But they took it to heart, and, everyone went straight through. Trying to think here off the top. Tristan Price, heck of a job on punt return. Aiden Phillips had some pretty good stuff there on punt return too. I'm pretty sure he threw a kid 27 yards or whatever it was. It was pretty sweet. I liked that. It was a good day to be a special teams coordinator. I didn't have a whole lot to be negative about.
When the offensive coaches are in the box complaining that they are not getting to play offense, you're having a good day.
I never thought about that, but you're right.
Yeah, I think Coach Antion up in the box said, "Are we ever going to get to call another play?"
That's a good problem to have, for sure. I love what you guys have done with the kids, and I say they're young men. They're not kids, man. Let's just be honest about it. They're young men, and really appreciate y'all what you're doing with them, and they respond to you guys. I think for me personally, and I know I've talked to Coach Mayle about this, but Chris and Elijah, when I've had the young men on the show, they always support one another. I mean, that's what I love about them. They don't care about the recognition. They care about winning. They care about one another, and that speaks volumes to what you guys are doing with them. So I just wanted to give you a shout out for that. Appreciate that. Last question for Elijah, and then Nick, I'm going to ask these two gentlemen a question. All right, and you know where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
Elijah, real quick. What excites you the most about this group of players? Not just guys you coach, but this group.
The willingness to be coached hard. It's not every day that you get a group of kids that are willing to accept, I might not be the best right now, but I'm going to be the best when I get done. And they work hard every day, and we can't ask any more of them. And I love them to death. I know they think I'm I'm the grumpiest guy on the coaching staff. Like, I'm usually never in a good mood. But the kids that get, like, the older they get, the more they realize, like, it's a process. And, we're just trying to get the most out of them.
Yeah, for sure. Well, so we're going to close up shop here. Nick's smiling because he knows what's coming. This is a family show. I always tell the boys it's a family show. Chris, what's the wildest thing that somebody ever said to you while on the football field, whether after you scored on them or made a big hit? I want to know what the wildest thing is and keep it clean.
Man, the wildest thing. I got to dig back a little bit in the memory box. I'm sure I know there's instances where somebody probably used some vulgar language toward me. I can't remember any specific examples per se, but I was fortunate enough to play in college too, and so I heard some things too. This wasn't directed toward me, but I did play with a kid. He played middle linebacker, and he didn't wear a mouthpiece because he said it got in the way of him talking smack to other people. I was like, oh, I never thought of that. So, that's something that stands out. It wasn't directed toward me, but that's just something I've always remembered.
Did he have just one tooth up front, or?
He might have had a couple more than that. He didn't wear a mouthpiece because he played middle linebackers. Got in the way of talking smack to the other team. So
yeah. All right, I appreciate.
That's probably what you want out of your linebackers. So
that's right. You got to be a little crazy anyway. Elijah, I know you got some daggone stories.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about a lot of them. Yeah. Some of the stuff, it was actually we're playing Petersburg, and I can remember, I wore 89, and they'd say, "There's that big," and they'd use an expletive slot receiver, and they just said that every time. 89, get on the big slot receiver. We played Elkins. That's always physical. There's a lot of horrible things said that game. Lincoln was pretty rough, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Brian. It's been a minute. I played inside linebacker. I probably can't remember what I was even. I can remember the guys on the team. I don't even remember scores.
We have better helmets now.
Yeah, true. Very true. Very true. Oh my goodness. Well, I always have to ask that. I always like to kind of get the feedback from the guys. So I appreciate you guys letting me ask that question. So, man, I want to wish you all the best of luck. Looking forward to Friday night. Hey, we have to have a great crowd out there. We've been having some great crowds. Pack the stands. Come see these young men play. I promise you will not be disappointed. Even my dad even came out this past Friday night. He hadn't been to a high school football game in years. He loved it. He said it was great. He said those kids really played hard. I said, every week, Dad, every week. Doesn't matter if they're home or away, they play hard. So wanted to tell you guys that. Real quick, for my selfish purposes, I would ask you if you want to follow Coach Corral on YouTube. Just go in, like, subscribe, hit the like button on that. Appreciate it. Also, you can check. Jeff will be back in the seat with me this week in the broadcast booth at home, 645 on 99.9 FM and 1240 AM WDNE. You can catch us on the streaming on the web at www.wdnefm.com. Just go to music and more, hit the Philip Barber Sports stream, get it live. But I'll tell you also download the WVRC Media app, and you can just scroll down to the bottom, click on WDNE 1240 button, radio button, and man, you can take it on your mobile phone, listen to us, your iPad, whatever. But tell you to catch the action there. We'll keep you updated throughout the game and won't miss a beat there. But men, that wraps up this week's edition of the Colts Corral. Big thanks to Coach Mayle. Big thanks to Coach Halterman, Coach Matlick. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you joining us and giving us a little bit deeper look into the heart of the Colts football team and the program, man. Really appreciate that. So with that being said, Coach Mayle, anything in closing?
I just like hearing what you said there earlier about people that ain't been to a game in a while showing up, and appreciate seeing the effort the kids are giving on the field. And Craig Cross, he's trying to get alumni, come out and check out the team and what they're doing and all that. That's special for the kids to know that people that were part of the program years ago are coming out and supporting them, even if they don't have a kid on the field. That's when you're making a change, and and the community is coming out, not just to watch their kid, their niece or their nephew or grandkid or whatever. They're coming out to support the team and the school, and so I really appreciate that, and it makes a difference for the kids when we bring that kind of energy on a Friday night. So yeah, I mean, show up, because there ain't no game next week, so you'll have a week off after this one. So we need everybody to show up. It's pink out Friday, so we're gonna we've raised some money and gonna be able to donate that to a person here on Friday for cancer and things that they're going through. And we just come out, and I think Vandalia Health, Broadus Hospital, is going to have a table set up with some information and stuff for us. So, and they're sponsoring our team shirts. So all of that is it's going to be a good night. So just come out to the game.
And the weather's going to be beautiful. Again, we have been blessed with great weather this year. Thank goodness. Men, again, thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. I appreciate you. Don't miss the action. Friday night, 7 o'clock, Philip Barber High School. Man, come watch these guys play. I promise you won't be disappointed. You've been watching and listening to the Coach Corral. Until next time, go Colts.